What got you to where you're at won't get you to where you want to be. You need to evolve or dissolve. With that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm more Kevin's deal. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I get it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Thinking about you guys, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things are changing in a good way, just changing. Change is good. In today's show, I want to be very thoughtful on this because it's a very big key to success. And I see a lot of people that want to be successful, they say, but yet they're not willing to cut it loose and let go of the past. And I'll share with you kind of the journey I've taken, the journey I'm on. The truth is, even still today. But as I'm sitting here, I want to help you guys get more successful. It frustrates me seeing you guys not succeed at the level where you're capable of. It's not because it doesn't exist. Success exists everywhere. It's just, where do we see it? How do we fit into it? How do we grow into it, et cetera? What's up? So what got you to where you're at won't get you to where you want to be. You need to evolve. So you guys may or may not know this. I think I told you I grew up in a construction family. Everyone in my family built cabinets, built houses, did foundations, dug ditches, created the foundations, built the houses on it, and all the way from ground up. And I was my whole life. I mean, that's how I grew up. I remember 5 years old, hanging out in a project with my dad while they're working and cranking along. And it's amazing. I would never take those moments back. Actually, I learned so much about life. And now that I got to hang out with my dad and do the things, and he got to teach me a lot of cool stuff. So I cherish those memories greatly. I actually call it white van moments. One day I'll have to share those stories with you because I learned so much in the old 1970, whatever, Ford Econoline van with my dad heading to job sites and coming home from them. So I was doing seamless gutters. I was busting my tail, working literally 16, 18 hours a day, no exaggeration, on job sites, going to bed late, getting up early, 4 o'clock, get the trucks ready to roll to get out on the job sites by 6:30, and back to bed at 11, 12 o'clock at night. Just loved it. I didn't hate it, by the way. I'm not complaining. I loved those moments. I actually kind of miss these days, honestly. One, I was 18 years old, so I felt a little bit different. But number two, it's just I'm not afraid of hard work. And so many people take the magician versus the mule thing, like I don't do anything all day. I just realized I've had to evolve to do the work I do today. It's just different work. I work really hard. It's just a different type of hard work. I'm trying to connect the dots, not necessarily build the dots, if that makes sense. So at the end of the day, what happens is I was doing construction. I remember I met the real estate guy. He's smoking cigars in the Porsche. He's like, dude, I do real estate. I was like, that's what I want to do because he's paying me and all this. And I'm like, dude, how's this guy with all this money? I was never exposed to it. I was just doing the work. And I just started getting curious. I talk about that in the book as well. Curiosity did not kill the cat. Curiosity, every rich person I know, wealthy person, is very curious about stuff, opportunity, and all that. So anyways, I remember there was a very clear point in my business, in my construction business, because I was on windows, gutters, doors, siding, garage door, all this stuff at one time. Like I had them all bundled up. I kept buying little companies up to add to my portfolio, if you will. Again, I wasn't like big time business guy back then, but that's kind of knowing what I know now, that's what I was doing. So what really happened is I was sitting in my office. I had a little 10 by 10 office that I thought I was paying too much for. I thought I was being wasteful. I don't really need an office and this and that. And it was like maybe $250 a month. I thought it was being reckless. So what happened is I remember sitting in that office, and I used to have 3 people in that small office, me and 2 other people, but they're all gone already for the night. And I literally was in the office crying. And I said, Mark, you have to evolve or just accept what you have in front of you today. It is what it is. And I was like, but I want change. I kept telling myself, I want change. I want to grow. I want to evolve. And what I was doing is what I was really doing is struggling with the identity that's been handed to me by my parents and my father, my brother, my uncles, and my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law now. So all these people like in my life did construction. It's my life. It's literally like our family tree. Everyone does construction or handyman work of some way, shape, or form. So I'm like, but this is what I do. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. And that's one category. And then the other category is like, well, I want to be bigger. I want to be more profitable. I want to be wealthier. I want to work less. I want to make more. I want to do it the right way. So the biggest thing is I had to come to the conclusion that what got to me where I'm at today isn't going to get me to where I want to go in the future. So I had to stop, really what I'm saying, I had to stop talking to my present self, start focusing on my future self. Who am I? What do I look like? What am I talking about? And I had to bridge this conversation in my brain to execute the plan. I was scared. See, the thing is what got you to where you're at, you already know the struggle. You already know the pain points. You know the obstacles, the opportunities inside of where you're at. Everyone says they want change, but very few people are willing to take the step to change, because I had to change. I had to start talking differently. I had to start thinking about my business differently. I had to start raising more money, right? When I owned my construction company, I didn't have to raise money because the clients would pay me, right, 50% up front to buy the materials and all. I never had to have a float or revenue, like to float it, because I always made the money up front to get on that. So in real estate, though, if I'm buying $1 million in assets this week, I have to source $1 million in capital somewhere, somehow, to make the transaction happen. The way I used to do deals, I used to do just buy and hold for rentals, either owner financing or creative financing or something of the sort. So I went down that path, and it was scary. The journey was absolutely scary. But the truth is, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have that conversation and make that bridge and create that opportunity. And now moving forward, a lot of you may know me as a real estate investor, but as I've talked about for many years, I'm not a real estate investor. I haven't been a real estate investor for probably about 7-8 years. I've been a real estate business owner, a business owner that does real estate, just like this guy isn't like the water guy. No, he owns a manufacturing bottle and water plant, and they ship water out. It just happens to be this brand. So when people I'm very conscious of being casted, a label. I'm a real estate investor. Dude, you're way more than that. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I'm a brother. I'm an uncle. I'm a friend, and I'm a business owner. And I had to have that conversation, a real heart-to-heart reality conversation with myself, because I was making real money, millions of dollars in real estate. People knew me as the real estate go-to guy. And I'm like, but dude, it's capped out. I can only make so many millions of dollars a year before I make the next transition. I don't want to just make a couple, 3-4 million a year. I want to make real money, meaning real money, again, is all relative depending where you're at in the journey. I want to make the real money. I want to go after the 9 figures a year. How do we do that in revenue? How do we get here and that? And I'm talking like real revenue, not like in real estate, you could do $100 million a year if you buy 2 properties at $50 million. That doesn't mean that's what you keep, and the profit margins aren't necessarily 20-30% either. But there's a lot of things I had to evolve to get to where I'm at today. So I had the conversation with myself when I was 18 to go never work for anybody. So that was one conversation. I was more afraid of what I knew, honestly. And that's what I'm talking about today is I was more afraid of what I knew than what I didn't know. I already knew my caps. I already knew my limits. I already knew the obstacles. I need to go find new problems. I need to go get with new people. I need to get new friends. I need to expand my horizon and my vision to the next level, because I was driving a nice car, but I wasn't driving the cars I'm driving today. I had to become someone different. What got me to where I'm at, I'm very conscious of what's not going to get me to where I want to go. And this is in chunks, by the way. You're not going to wake up and go from zero to hero. You have to really understand that there's so much opportunities. And depending on what you're trying to do or what you want the business to do for you, there's different paths to do this. So I did 18, never going to work for anybody, create your own thing, gutter guy, construction guy, to now a real estate investor. Another phase is real estate investor. Now I'm a business owner. And I used to love telling people I'm creating businesses from ground up. Now I don't care to ever create a business from ground up. I'd prefer to actually buy them that are performing and existing for multiple reasons, because I'm buying time. Because we take for granted the change is going to take time, because you have to evolve, you have to consume, you have to create a massive consumption execution momentum on your side. You got to start consuming the books. You got to start executing what you're consuming to get reality, to get real life results, to come back to you, to get feedback and say, oh, that worked. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, that works. Oh, that didn't work. My buddy Tim did this really well. He was a single family investor and he made a decision to become a big dog in the commercial apartment complex space. And now he has 3,000, 4,000 units in a very quick time frame, relatively speaking, 2.5 years, I think. So you don't know what you're capable of until you start conversating and making these decisions, because this is a big decision. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to evolve. You're going to have that real vulnerable conversation to get to the next level. My buddy Jeremy was giving me an example, kind of like that person. If you're in the gym every day and you look good, you look decent, you're benching 225. It's kind of easy. It's your norm. It's your norm. You go in, you can slap on 225 and boom, 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 boom. 30 reps. Everyone's watching. You're like, damn, dude, even though you've been doing that for 10 years. But you're in your brain. You're like, dude, I want to evolve. I want to look bigger. I want to get bigger pecs. I want to get bigger muscles, or I want to slim down or whatever. You're going to have to change and recreate a new normal. See, your normal today is not what your normal was 10 years ago, hopefully a year ago, let alone 10 years ago, right? Especially if you're just getting if you're getting kids involved now. My normal today is nothing like it used to be 5 years ago, pre-kids. I don't know what I did with all my time all day. I had so much more time. That kids, it's so fulfilling. It's so hard. There's a lot there, but you have to evolve. We have to push. We have to go to new heights. We need new problems. We need to work with new people. If your circle's always the same, if the conversations are always stale and the same, this is that thing in your body. It's like, I need to do bigger. I need to go harder. I need to do more. I need to do more. It's because it's like you're being constrained. And until you get out of that model, until you're like the elephant with the chain on the leg, and then all of a sudden we take the chain off and you just stay around because mentally I have a mental chain on your leg. And that's what you do with this stuff. You've had an identity. I'm a construction guy. I'm a real estate investor guy. I'm a business builder guy. Dude, you're going to keep following me. I'm going to keep changing. I'm going to keep evolving. I don't want to be CEO anymore. I want to be on the board. That's a different level, by the way. I don't want to own 100% of one company. I want to own 20% of millions of companies. Why can't you? Why can't I? These are different conversations. This is with different people. These are different KPIs. These are all different. But I already know what I'm capable of today because I'm already doing it. I'm living it. But where am I going to be 6 months from now? What does my bank account look like? What do my lead flows look like? What does my life look like? What is my conversations like, and with who? I need a different norm. I want a new normal. And then I want to get out of that new normal and go find another new normal. This isn't, by the way, this is about love. This is about relationships. This is about business. This is about life. Everything I'm talking about is an evolution of life in general. But for some reason, we stop educating ourselves. This is why I recommend investing in yourself. I think the truth is, I just posted in the DM family, my 35K year group, that everyone in that group should be investing 100K or more a year in their self-education. 35 of it's in the DM family. Go in 2 or 3 other ones. Get in around other successful people. I've never met anybody that invests 100 grand a year that is broke, ever. And again, you might be thinking that's a lot of money right now. Just get started. Start with 10,000. Get in a group for 15,000, 30, whatever the number is. Get involved and invest in yourself. You're worth it, right? Everyone says that I'm worth that at least. Prove it by going and investing in yourself. The only person you need to prove it to is yourself. I hear it every day. People say they're ready to pull the trigger. And then they puss out and don't pull any triggers. And then they're complaining 3 years later that, man, I wish I should have done that. Cool, let's get started now. Well, you don't understand. I'm in a different spot now. Yeah, no, fuck. Of course you're in a different spot. Why wouldn't you be? If you don't believe in yourself, why would anybody else believe in you? You have to evolve. And if you have no money like I started out with, read books. Read the right books. Put down 50 Shades of Grey. Put down the stupid ass books written by all these people that are false stories or whatever, made up stories. Get out of fantasy land and get your ass a real book. Think and Grow Rich. The Magic of Thinking Big. As a Man Thinketh. I mean, there's millions and millions of books that you could be reading to expand your brain for free or $20. The truth is, and I know this to be true, most of you watching this won't even buy a book. You won't even spend $20 because you're waiting for it to go and sell. You won't spend $20 because you want to figure out how to go online and spend 3 hours trying to get it for free. You won't invest in yourself. See, you're not getting a deal on the book. You're shortchanging yourself. The investor, me as a book, I write books all the time. I might make $3 a book, and all that money goes to charity. You think I'm getting rich off of a $3 a book? I'm not even keeping it. I'm giving it away. But yet you won't invest $20 in yourself. See, I have tens of thousands of people that follow me on social and email and all that. And very few percentage-wise will ever buy my books because they're not worth it to themselves. If you're not worth $20, why do you expect you should get more out of life? Like seriously, like that's a real question. Why? Because you want to? Because you feel like it's the right thing? Until you start getting in line with the universe and investing in yourself, mentally, emotionally, physically, nothing's going to change. It's actually only going to get worse. You're going to get more anxiety. You're going to get more frustrated. You're going to get more overweight. All these things start compounding. When's enough enough? But Mark, you don't understand. I don't need to understand. You need to invest in yourself. You need to surround yourself with people in business. Grow. Learn from them. Stop knowing everything. Stop being the king of the dipshits. You're better than that. But again, I get it. Leaving your identity, it's scary. But you know what's scary? Me waking up 10 years from now with that same identity. That's what scared me. I was more afraid of what I knew as opposed to what I didn't know. I know a lot of you don't want to rock the boat. If you're happy where you're at, why are you watching the show? I'm never happy where I'm at. I'm not content. I'm not happy. I want to be bigger. I want to be stronger. I want to be better physically in shape. I want to be a better dad. I want to be better. I'm constantly trying to figure out how to be better on all fronts. I'm not saying we get better. Like I'm just trying to be 1% better tomorrow. 1%. And at the end of the day, let's be honest. When I'm sitting down in the morning ready to take over the world, I'm telling you right now, I'm telling myself, I didn't come this far just to come this far. Let me say it again. I didn't come this far just to come this far. Whatever you're doing today, you could do 100 times bigger. Whatever you're doing. That goes for me. That goes for all of us. The question is, how do we do it 100 times bigger? See, the difference is I'm thinking 100 times while most people are thinking, how do I double? How do I add 10%? How do I grow my profit margins by 2% this year? Dude, you're in the wrong business if you're trying to do 2% increments. The only thing I'm trying to grow 1% increment is my life. My businesses, though, if I grow 1%, my compound effect will help my businesses grow thousands of percentages because I'm becoming a better individual. I'm investing my time. I'm investing my energy. I'm investing my money. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I invest hundreds of thousands a year. I didn't start off like that, by the way. I started at 18 years old, went to a seminar. It was like $2,500. It literally was, I didn't have $2,500. I borrowed against job sites that I was doing. I took the money. I was like, I gotta get to work. I couldn't let a couple of my guys work. I had to work double shifts on these jobs because I had to pay the money back. So we have to figure out, what do we want in this business? What do we want in this life? See, the difference is I build businesses now with this knowledge. And again, this could serve you well. I don't look and say, how can I be a slave to my company? I'm asking myself, how can the company serve me? No one here typically has a problem being a slave to the company. We all want to work hard. We all want to push stronger. We all want to do more, right? But we got to invest in ourselves. We got to quit talking about it. But I went hard in the beginning. I still go hard. Actually, knowing what I know now, I should have went harder. You know what I mean? I've never met anybody that's rising to the top that says, man, I should have played smaller. Man, I should have went lighter. Man, I should have went easier. Man, I should have done less. No, we're evolving. We did what we had to do in the moment. But now we know that. What can we do in the future? See, I'm looking at businesses as a board member, not CEO or COO. I know how to do the work. Almost on some of these, not all. I definitely know how to be a CEO. I've done it for years. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I know how to do it. I'm trying to get better every day. I'm trying to be a better leader. I don't want employees. I want team members, right? I don't want to be a boss. I want to be a leader. These are different things I had to learn over the 24 years of being in business, being the contractor, being the investor, being the real estate guy, being the business owner, being the CEO, being the COO, being the accountant. I've wore all hats. I'm not good at 99% of them. I'm good at making decisions, right? Fast decisions. Not always good ones, though. Again, I try to take knowledge as quickly in as possible and make a decision based off of the data I have at that moment. Data, not drama. Boom, move. Of course I'm going to have losses. Of course I'm going to get beat up sometimes. Why? I'm just taking more bats. That's all it is. You're sitting at home trying to make one decision a year. I'm making 10 a minute, 20 a day, minimum. Real decisions. Pivotal. See, the problem isn't, I just had to become a decision maker, not a procrastinator, not a perfectionist, i.e. Beacon, not someone that's sitting around to think about. Like, dude, it's funny because, Beacon, I'm not picking on you, but like guys like Beacon in that world, dude, the best time to post on social media is from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. or whatever time they tell you. It's like, so what'd you do today? Well, I missed the window. So that means you did dick. That's what that means. That means you dropped the ball. That means you're using a time frame window to make your incapacity, bullshit excuse, a reality for you to make you feel good about not working today. That's what that means, by the way. You know the best time to put out content? Now. When? Now. When? Now. Most of you are going to, well, dude, I listened to this guy, John, on YouTube, and he said the best time to do it is this time. Dude, he's advanced. You're not. Just get it started. Right? My boy Mike always says you don't have to get it right, just get it started. I still don't have it right. Beacon still doesn't have it right. We're just getting started. And we got thousands of views. We got tens of thousands of people follow. Like, we're just learning. Everyone would, again, I posted this today on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do so because I'm posting real stuff. But it went to something like this. There's so many people out there talking about a lot of shit, but very few people say much of anything. They're out there just talking about talking. Let's get to the rubber where the rubber meets the road. Let's get to work. Let's get results. Let's make this happen. Again, what got you to where you're at is definitely not going to get you to where you want to go. And if you don't evolve, you will dissolve. Your dreams, your goals, your passion, you'll have a very bleak outlook on life. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be just rolling and you're just waiting to die. I just want to wake up to live. And when you do that, it's going to be scary. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exhilarating. It's going to be nauseous sometimes. But that's what you're here for. You're stronger than what you think you are. You're probably playing at 5 to 10% capacity of where you could be. That goes for me too. Once you know what you're capable of, it's just unlocking new doors. See, the difference is a lot of people make this all about money, right? Money's just a scorecard of if you're evolving and growing and developing financially in business, by the way. That doesn't say you're a good dad or a good husband and all that, but in business, that says something. So you got to kind of decipher that data. If you have $1 billion, but your kids don't know you, your dog doesn't know you, your wife doesn't know you, blah, 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 blah. I'm not trying to be a billionaire like you. I'm going to be like a billionaire like this guy because I like his lifestyle better than yours. I can learn how he made his billions and I can build my life into that billions, right? That's kind of how again, a lot of people get it twisted like they have one mentor for everything. Don't come to me for financial, I can show you how to make money in business, but financial advice on buying your single family house or, hey, how to be a better husband, a better dad. I want to try to be a good leader on that, but I'm not an expert by all means. So I'm not selling that service and not offering it up. But like, if you say, hey, Mark, I want to I know how to do that. That's easy to me. I've done it. I've failed many times. I have a lot of scars and I also have a couple wins here and there, and I'm still winning. I'm still trying to win, but I'm going to keep losing too, but I'm learning. I'm zigging. I'm zagging. I'm getting punched in the face. And again, I talked about this in the DM family. Like, dude, what's your path to a $100 million business? I have multiple paths. See, a lot of you are just one trick ponies. You have one path. Come hell or high water. The problem is the path you're on, it's a short plank off of a long bridge, a long ledge, something like that. It's inevitable. You're going to drop like a ton of bricks. See, I know sometimes we just have blinders on. We don't see that far in advance. That's why it's good to have fiduciaries around you. That's why it's good to have mastermind people around you and mentors and all that. They can help ideally see around the corners for you, give you a little guidance. I had someone recently tell me what they're up to. I'm like, dude, that's only, you told me you want to make $2 million a month. It's not happening in that industry. It's impossible. Maybe if you have a technology play inside of it, but not with what you're doing, you're going to burn out and expire and maybe make $800,000 a month. Maybe. That's if you're like amazing and you'd be the top dog in the game. Why are you trying to turn something to $2 million that doesn't even exist? And not only that, even if it might exist, why work so hard? There's so many other easier paths because you got to prove something. What are you trying to prove? Evolving daily, pushing me and my team to uncomfortable for our legacy. I love it, man. That's what this stuff's about, man. It's about pushing. Like, I picture my kids watching. I did a podcast show. You guys should check it out. But They're Watching is what it's called. And your kids, your friends, your neighbors, your spouse, your partners, everybody's watching. Everyone's watching leaders, guys. I promise you. They're paying attention. Listen, they might laugh and point their fingers and say, ha ha, you got punched in the face. You're bleeding. Ha ha ha. But I promise you, stay focused, evolve. You will step up. And then all of a sudden they're like, dude, can I work for you? Hey, can you teach me? Hey, I remember when you blah, 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 blah. Dude, like, just stay in your path, stay in your lane, evolve, get around the right people. And remember, what got you to where you're at isn't going to get you to where you want to go. They don't build these big houses, these cool cars, these great planes and big boats and all this stuff. That's what I like for nobody. They build them for somebody. Why can't that somebody be you if you're into that? If you're not into that, that's cool too. They got great charities out there. They got you have a lot more money. You can do a lot more with charity. You can do a lot more for your church. You can do a lot more for your community. See, I'm past the days of trying to feed myself. I'm past the days of trying to feed my family. I'm trying to feed the world. You know, some people, there's 4 stages. Feed yourself, feed your fam, feed your village, feed the world. Why can't we feed the world together? Why can't we step up? Why can't we evolve? Why can't we elevate? Why can't we have $1 billion foundation supporting people, helping them out, guiding them, giving them a hand up, not a hand out? Everyone. Why can't we do it? If you create $1 billion charity, why can't I? It doesn't mean I can't. That's the beauty of it. There's enough for all of us. Just because you get millions doesn't mean I can't get millions, and vice versa. So again, what's your thinking process? We talk about thought on the thought in the book. You guys got to get your copy, Magician vs. Mule. If you don't get a copy of my book, please just stop following me. If I'm not worth $18 or $50, I don't even know what the book costs, 15, 20 bucks, let's say. If I'm not worth $20, I'm not your guy. And not only that, none of the profits go to me. It goes to charity, the Caring House Project Foundation, which we'll be building a village out there here this year, hopefully, if we get the stuff settled up with the corona and all that. But I want you to know you're worth more than $20. And this is tough love because I want you not to be here if you're not willing to invest $20 in yourself. Yes, you did. You got 100. You got 30. I want us to all succeed. I want us all to drive. I want us all to evolve. It's so fun. Once we understand this, the levels on levels, it truly is endless. A cool story yesterday. One of my buddies came into town. He's actually just moved here. His name's Matt. And him and his wife and 2 boys. And I have a golf cart. I was actually selling it. Why? Once you guys follow me, you know I just bought a new golf cart. Kind of don't need 2. It is what it is. So he just moved here all the way across the country. And when he got here, not only did I give him a golf cart, but I had it personalized with his company name on the front and his last name on the sides to make it pop a little bit. Of course, we had to throw in the DM Tramp stamp on it because that's what we do. But that's what we do. But I didn't sell it to him. I actually gave him it as a gift. Not just me, my wife and I, because it's ours. When you can do that kind of stuff, not only does it feel amazing, it feels actually fucking amazing. Anybody tells you giving isn't fun or money doesn't buy happiness, money bought that cart. Money bought the logos and all that stuff I did to it. It's what I did with the money is what made me feel amazing. I was able to be able to give a cool gift like that. We've talked about gift giving in these shows before, but I'm sharing a story with you because Mark the contractor would never even think about giving anything away. Actually, I was the opposite. I was trying to figure out how to get people to give me stuff. I was trying to figure out how to pinch pennies to make millions. I was trying to figure out how to cut corners on jobs just to get a couple extra dollars out of the deal. Terrible model. Terrible. But that's what I knew then. I can't go backwards. I can only acknowledge, learn from it, and go forward and evolve, develop, push, prod, pick the holes in my own system. See, the truth is when we fell, no one can come to me and talk about shit up to me. I'm already talking shit to myself. I know when I failed. I know when I'm succeeding. I know when I'm not accomplishing what I want. I know when I'm hitting goals and targets. I don't need anybody to acknowledge me. I don't need anybody to pat me on the back. I don't need anybody to point. Actually, I don't mind haters. Haters fuel me. Haters are the reason I'm here. The truth is, I owe it all to the haters. You know how many people told me I couldn't be here? Listen, they were right. I couldn't be where I was at because I was evolving. I would not be there. I kept growing, kept pushing, kept prodding, I'm still doing it today. I've read 2 books. I've listened to an audiobook a little bit today for about 30 minutes. I read 20 pages of another book, checking out some other stuff with my buddy Jeremy on some trade stuff we're doing. I'm involved, dude. That's why I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, getting stuff done. I'm evolving. I'm expanding. I'm designing the future. Why most people talk about it. They talk about it a lot. Very few do. Very few people say much. So, Beacon, anything else on this, my man? Because I could talk about this stuff all day because the identity crisis you're having with yourself is a real thing. I'm not acting like it's not, but acknowledge it. Get scared of where you're at. Because let's be honest, in 10 years from now, do you want to be in the same spot? Shit, in a year from now, do you want to be in the same spot? Mentally, emotionally, financially, physically? If the answer is yes, then there's no need to follow me. I'm not in any of them where I want to be a year from now. How could you settle? You're going to become complacent. You're going to get gobbled up. That's why I love working with younger people. I'm 42 now. When I get this, I love seeing the 20, 22-year-old, 25-year-old guys and gals, change my life. I was able to do this. I just got a cool text from a 22-year-old guy. He's generating $400,000 a month off of some stuff I showed him. He said, dude, I got to give credit where credit's due. You changed my life. Not only did you show me a path to generate more money than I've ever thought was possible, but you taught me how to think bigger. That's what gets me more excited. Because the truth is, the money doesn't show up until the thinking starts taking place. If you're not thinking, executing, plotting, pushing, guess what? The guy paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for his education in the last 2 years. I wonder why he's expanding. I wonder why he's growing. I wonder why he's making more money he's ever made. It's because he's investing in himself. He's investing where he knows it's the best investment in the world. He's evolving. And for me, like I said, I didn't come this far just to come this far. I'm just getting started. My Mark Evans 6 months from now, 6 weeks from now, 6 days from now will be a different Mark. We'll be bigger. We'll be more excited. We'll be more focused. We'll be bigger, investing. Why don't you want more? That's what we all want, I hope. More of something. More importantly, what am I going to do to get it? Good morning, Mark. Do you have top 5 recommendations you can post later? Top 5. I'll tell you. Well, again, Magician versus Mule. I wrote the book because nothing really like that existed. The E-Myth, revisited by Michael Gerber. Magic of Thinking Big. Power of Concentration. As a Man Thinketh. Think and Grow Rich. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I mean, there's hundreds. By the way, guys, I've read 5,000 or 6,000 books. I don't even know how many because I lost track a long, long time ago. If you guys have ever seen my mansion video I had in Georgia, if you pay attention on the scene when I'm in my office, you'll see a stack of books behind me, probably about 50, 60 books on my desk sideways. And then in the corner, if you pay really attention, you'll see about 6 feet of books stacked up. The books on my back shelf are what I'm getting ready to read. The ones stacked up are the books I've read. That's how I'd visualize it. I didn't want to get fancy bookshelves because I forget what I read, just like my clothes. If you went in my room, I lay the stuff on the ground that I already wore because I forgot I wore it. I just don't think about that kind of stuff. So my books, I stack, that's like my trophy. My trophy's growing. I read a book, add another book, add another book, add another book, and it just keeps going up. And it actually became a game. I'm like, dude, if I read 10 more books, it's going to be taller than me. I'm going to consume knowledge. I'm going to learn blue ocean strategy. I mean, it's endless. There's so many. I buy books every single day, though, still today. My wife can vouch for that. The real books. I do buy some audiobooks. I bought a couple audiobooks yesterday because I'm traveling here in a couple days. But other than that, I got to read it. I got to open it. I got to use this highlighter in it. I got to take notes with this pen and this piece of paper. I'm old school, but I'm evolving. I'm learning. I'm knowledgeing up. The truth is I suck at reading. I'm a slow reader and I'm a material consumption. I have to read the page 3 times to even hear what I said because I got to calm my mind down. I don't know about you guys, but my mind's like, bzzz, and I'm reading. I'm like, shit, what did I just read? Read it again. I'm like, damn it. I got half of what's the rest though? Reread it again. That's my problem with reading for real, but it doesn't stop me. I keep reading and reading. When I'm sick of reading, I read more. It's not fun all the time, but it becomes a game. 10 pages a day, 20 pages a day. Could you do a whole book in a day? That's kind of how Magician vs. Mule was written. I wanted someone to be able to sit down and read the book in an 1.5 hour setting. And that book can be read in an 1.5 hour setting. Period. That's how real books are being written now, if you guys know this or not. Our attention spans are reducing. Therefore, we're writing smaller books, more consumptional books, less talk, more action, less fluff, right? Just get to the meats and bones of the book. Let's talk shop. And then none of that social media expedites that conversation, right? Because you kind of see how I am. Then you read the book, you're like, damn, that's him. Damn, that makes sense. Whoa, I feel like I'm sitting side by side with Mark now. Not only that, I also did the audio book on the audio version. We're having some challenges with some of the uploads, but that will be out here soon as well, the Audible version. I read it myself. It sucked. It took me I didn't know how many hours, over 10, 12, 13. I didn't know how many hours, a lot. And I kept reading, sending. It doesn't stop. Guys, I got to bounce, but I also have this. Make sure you get over to magicianversemeal.com. This will be coming out soon. This will be the manual to the book. Totally amazing. This will help you navigate, go through the journey, evolve, understand the path. Hence, like why we have this, right? This is us as a child. Whoops, right here. Us as a child. We're evolving to the mule. And then we hear about this magician versus mule thing. And then we start becoming that magician. That's what we want. That's evolution. And this is phase 1. Then there's more phases. And it keeps growing. It never stops. I want to be very clear. Education and knowledge building never stops. If you truly want to be massively successful, just know it is what it is. By the way, I'm ingraining this in my children. I talked to Mark yesterday about it. I'm like, dude, like, Mark, you got to keep working. You got to keep pushing. You got to learn constantly. Invest in yourself, Mark. It's so crucial. And I'm not saying investing by going to college. I'm saying what happens after college if you decide to go to college. What happens every day after that? Where are you investing your knowledge to learn about financial awareness? Where are you investing your knowledge to learn about how to be a great husband, great boyfriend, great dad, great whatever? How are you learning knowledge up about being a better, more present, more, business building, more development, more leadership, whatever you want to do, like constant. Dude, if he wants to do tap dancing, how are you investing in your tap dancing abilities to be the best tap dancer in the world? Like, that's how my brain's wired. That's what I'm thinking about all day. All day. Guys, appreciate you guys being here. Get over to magicianversemeal.com. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate you guys being here. If you got the book, please leave a review over on Magician vs. Meal on Amazon, as well as make sure to check me out on Instagram and YouTube at Mark Evans DM. Help me, guys. Share the show. If it made an impact in your day, in your morning, have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon. And remember, you didn't come this far just to come this far. Go kick ass. Boom!
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose, yo. I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans DM. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. DM project.
This is the podcastfactory.com.